Good afternoon, fight folks. This is GT with AB Boxing News here with the WBC President Mauricio Suliman. Good afternoon. Welcome to Dallas, Mr. President Suliman.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here in Dallas for such a massive event at the Cowboy Stadium.
Quite a couple questions for you in the world of boxing. What was your initial reaction when Fury signed with ESPN, which prevented the Wilder fight?
Well, it is a complex situation because Fury became an inspiration story after he overcame the obstacles that he had in life. He came back to boxing, had such a tremendous performance against Wilder. They drew in the WBC championship fight, became a great story for society. And the WBC did many things to accommodate the rematch, which was world expected. So after 3 months of expecting just to hear the announcement of the rematch, it falls through. So it was a little bit of disappointment, but this is boxing.
And it's unfortunate for the fight fans. As of right now, Wilder is scheduled to fight Dominic Breazeale for the WBC title.
Correct.
How did you determine that Breazeale is the mandatory?
When Breazeale fought against Molina in the undercard of Wilder against Stever, it happened because Wilder was going to fight Ortiz, and in the same card, Steven was scheduled and contracted to fight Breazeale as a final elimination bout.
Okay.
When very few weeks before that fight, when Ortiz fell, then Steven took the place to fight Wilder, and Breazeale had a signed contract for the elimination bout. Molina took that place, and the WBC voted, analyzing the situation, that if Breazeale won the fight, he would become mandatory. If Molina did not win, then it would not be. There would be no binding, no legal situation.
Great.
So Breazeale won that fight, won a final elimination, and was named mandatory.
Okay. So if that's the case, where does that leave Dillian Whyte as far as mandatory?
Okay, Dillian Whyte is the WBC silver champion, #1 contender, has been very active, and when the WBC addressed the Wilder-Fury rematch, we knew we had Breazeale as mandatory and we had Dillian Whyte as a silver champion. So the WBC ordered an interim championship to attend both those fighters. Then Fury pulls out, there's no rematch, so we have to go back to the original ruling at the convention that stated that the champion had to do the mandatory unless a fight with Joshua happened. So it's very complex. I understand the frustration from the fans. I thank you for giving the opportunity to address it and explain. What we're going to do now, we're waiting to hear from Dillian Whyte. We tried communications with them because, of course, he was scheduled to fight for the interim title. We're waiting to hear from them.
Great. And now let's trace back to Deontay Wilder. Do you think it's the best situation for him to sign with the Zone?
I don't know. I do not get into opinions on specific situations. What I can tell you is that the WBC supports anything that is good for the sport. When the PBC started, we always went public to support the PBC. When the World Boxing Super Series started, we went public to support the World Boxing Super Series. When the Zone entered boxing, we went public and we support anything that is good for the sport. About specific situations of fighters or fights, those things I rather not comment because it would not be responsible, but what I can say is we support anything that is good for the sport of boxing.
Okay, beautiful. Max Kellerman mentioned now that the heavyweight division is back with the likes of Wilder, Joshua, and Fury. Is it true that this era is better than all the previous past eras in the heavyweight division? And if so, or if not, can you give us an explanation as far as what your opinion is?
Of course, this era will be the best one in the last 2 decades. Ever after Lennox Lewis fought Klitschko, that was perhaps the greatest last greatest heavyweight bout. Now there's a lot of interest. We have Deontay Wilder, undefeated, from America. You have Joshua, undefeated, from the UK. You have Tyson Fury, undefeated, from the UK. You have Dillian Whyte from the UK. You have Ortiz from Cuba and America. There's a lot of interest and upcoming talent also. There's very good talent in the heavyweight division. So I believe we're in for a good ride for the next years, but they need to get in the ring and fight each other.
Great. Let's change the gears a little bit and move to the middleweight division. What is Jermall Charlo's current WBC situation as far as the title shot?
Charlo is the WBC interim champion. This all came about when Canelo and the Triple G had the rematch, and Canelo has a voluntary defense which he's taking in May, and Canelo has been nominated and accepted by the WBC Board of Governors for a concept that the WBC is introducing. Canelo is now a WBC franchise champ. I will be making a public statement on what franchise champion means, but this opens up a new line for elite fighters and to try to give the fans the best fights that they want. So we have to adjust to current times and to the situation, and I feel very comfortable with this.
Okay. And question, the big upcoming fight in May, if Canelo beats Jacobs, are you concerned that Canelo might vacate all the belts? If so, what would you do with that vacant WBC belt?
We never speculate. I can speculate about so many things that can happen. We only deal with facts. When something happens, then we address it.
Thank you so much for your time, WBC President, Mr. Mauricio Suliman. Enjoy your stay here in Dallas for the fight. Thank you.
Thank you so very much.